Ja, hallo. Ich hoffe, ihr hört mich alle. Stimmt. Okay. Wunderschönen guten Abend für alle, die hier sind zur letzten Lounge. Hello and welcome. It's the last season, or the last episode of season 17 of Balance of Perspectives. So nice to have you here. You already took yourself the freedom to get yourself some drinks. If you are at home, please get yourself also comfortable, lay back, because there are some nice talks ahead of you, or one talk. Joining from Hamburg is a very young and talented illustrator. She has currently some internet problems, so we hope the Wi-Fi won't break or she won't get thrown out of the Zoom call. But for so far, she's here, she's ready, she has a very nice and unique style, and we're so happy to welcome her. And yes, please welcome Friederike Hantel.
Hi, Friederike. You have the stage now, if you can hear us.
Right.
So just get started.
I can hear myself. That's good. Can you hear me and can you see me?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. So thank you for everybody who took the time to join my talk here today. I have a little bit internet connection issues, so I hope I bridged up with my phone. I hope everything will be well. Today I just give a super free talk about my work and also about being an artist, especially being a freelancing artist, and the challenges you have to go through when you choose that lifestyle. I think this is the base of my talk today. Alright, I just share my screen, then you can see what I talk. Yeah. And I hope everybody's well. I hope you are safe and sound. That's the first page of my presentation. So I just introduced myself again a little bit. I'm Friederike. I'm German. I'm from Germany. I'm 32 years old. Right now I'm sitting close to Heidelberg. I moved to the countryside to hug more trees. And this talk is about being an artist, earning your money with art, and to try. In the background you see an illustration for one of the last projects I did with the Berliner Staatsoper, with the agency Hamburg and Weiland. And I just show you a little bit of work, meanwhile I'm talking about career, about how to do stuff, how maybe don't do stuff. The interesting thing is, as that lifestyle is, there is no rule and there is no one way to go and there is no guarantee, so everything is super subjective and everything is super unique. And that makes it fun, but also very intense. So there is no recipe for success, so you have to figure out for yourself a lot by yourself. This is the challenge you have to deal with by doing that. This is hardest in the background, playing the drums. Okay, I start with my presentation, as you can see here. Explosion. I start studying design at first, communication design, in the University of Applied. School of Art, their name. And what I figured out by my studies, so I just did that presentation more for students so that you can understand how everything falls together and that what you learn through the study later in your career. So in the beginning of my studies, I was super small. I came from a very small town. I had really no clue about what design will be. I was lucky to get a place there, and I advise everybody to take time to just figure out what you want to do, figure out what you really don't want to do, what makes you fun, what brings you joy, what is inspiring for yourself, and maybe what is not your cup of tea, and take your time. So because it takes design, I don't know, I think for myself, it takes time to understand what you're doing. It takes time to grow, to implement, implementing all the learnings you do. You only learn by doing, so you have to do that. You cannot just be in the mental level of conceptual things. You really have to put it in material, and that takes time to, and you should take your time to figure out what you want. So to be very happy later on. And that is my first advice I give you. So I studied design in the beginning and figured out, what is typography? What is layout? I still try to learn and understand that. And I figured out this is not my cup of tea, but luckily I found something else which brings me joy. So I try to focus more on what would makes me happy, and I choose illustration and moved from Düsseldorf to Hamburg to do my master's in illustration. So it again gave me time to play around, to figure out what to do. How do I want to be seen? To my art be recognized? Which clients will fit to that style? So in the background is hentai art, and it was, I think you know that, Swiss. And what's internet? Can you still hear me? So maximum there are 2 Balken LTE. Could you hear what I say? Okay. I think the difference between illustration and design for myself, and so it's just very subjective perspective here, is like you have in illustration more personal freedom to play around. So of course it is a service that a client wants something from you, but as an illustrator you have the possibility to create your own, for example, style, your own elements you want to play with, and often the clients book you on your style or what they expect what you do, so they know it will be similar to what they saw in your portfolio. So they really want you because it's you, and that gives you much more space, and you can be more playful in the aesthetics. And as designer, I was always, it's very, very, you have to get the essence of the clients, how to present it. and I was just too impatient for it, I guess. I'm very impatient, and I think that was, in the end, the solution, that I go the illustrative way. And in the background you see that quite pornographic image, because the topic of the article I draw for is hentai art, and hentai is, I think you know hentai. And I really enjoy as an artist to have that gap between, like, you can really draw and draw really explicit in that way and be very on point, but it's still together with the critical articles. So it's not just like porn or stuff like that. You can draw it and it's fun, but it is in a cultural way, in a way within journalists who really deep get into the topic and wrote some interesting stuff about it. So it's like you always have that extra information to make that more deep. So yeah, I found my thing. So like in the ground studies, I figured out, okay, I want to do illustration. I think that's what I feel good with. That's what keeps me happy. That's what I want to do. And I think it's also very important there to, again, take your time and find out what you want to do. You generate your taste through a lot of input you will get in the studies, but also out of the studies. So with exchanging with culture, exchanging with friends, colleagues, students, you generate your own style step by step, but also this takes time to make something unique. So I wrote perspectives, right? So you learn more perspectives of the more perspectives of your work. So are you learn new artists and you learn, wow, that's really cool how they're doing it, and you research for it and you understand the period of time where they were active, and you understand just more about what you're doing. It's not just only drawing, it's like you can create a deeper experience there. And I thought, okay, I do illustration, that's my thing. I keep permanently inspired. And then I was, okay, but illustration is so static. Let's try to learn animation. And I think the main thing right now in that time, we didn't had it so much, it was 10 years ago. You can really, really teach yourself online. If you want to learn something, if you want to learn a program or a workflow, or you want a solution for your specific problem, you can really Google it. And you can teach yourself if you really want to learn animation or 3D, just to be able to have the craftsmanship, the understanding of the program, navigating through the interface. So your creativity is more free. You're not so limited, because if you really want to, you just can stay up all night watching Blender tutorials or animation tutorials. And there's so much online. You can see how the old, for animation example, you can see how the old school people did that. There are work in progresses from old anime or old Disney or whatever. So you really can understand and learn how they did that and can do that for yourself. And that's a really cool thing right now, I guess. Yeah. And in the masters for myself, so like that was really the time where I created my own style. Like you see, there is a lot of Asian influences there. I think that's from my childhood. I really loved anime and all that stuff. And at the beginning, I really didn't want to draw like that, because I think, no, I want to grow up. I want to learn new stuff. And I learned all the new stuff. And in the end, I was, come on, I just go back where I'm beginning. But you have a deeper or more, we have more understanding why you do that. It's a it's a choice that you choose that. It's not just the only thing you know. It's the English word. It's, yeah, you choose that on purpose. And you should really, whatever you do, find the time to be confident about your work. So, because you have to advertise yourself, you have to send portfolios, you have to meet people, and best of the time, in best case, you talk about the work. You say, hey, I'm an illustrator, I do that, maybe we can work together, I like your stuff. So you have to be really advertise yourself, and you can only do that proper when you're confident about what you're doing. And confidence comes with time. So it's with experience, and you should take that time. Don't live in a bubble. Yeah, it's always good to meet people who have completely different perspectives so that you get a brighter horizon of everything. So in the background, yeah, it's like a self-portrait a little bit from 2 years ago, last year. I don't know, there was a time I had really headspace for just doing personal projects. I still like it a lot. That's why it's here, open eyes. Yeah, design, then no design, but illustration, but also animation. And animation is something for me, it's really, really satisfying. It's really time intense, so, but you can control everything. You can really create the whole world. So that is why if later you see that a multiverse, so you have that illustration on 2D, but and it's very, very satisfying to have the capacity to bring what's in your head in movement to the reality. Can you still hear me? I got that internet button.
Oh, can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the last 2 minutes were a little bit on and off. Maybe you can repeat that.
Okay, I repeat, like, what was the last thing you got? Publikumsfrage. Who is still awake?
You said you were talking about animation and how it's fun because you can control every aspect of the world.
Oh yeah, that's actually the basic of everything. That's the essence. It's nice to have the skill to put out what's in your head, to make it very visible for the others. And if you have the experience that you can really teach yourself in like animation, you can level up and make your projects more multimedia, and you're not your handcraft and your skills is not a limitation anymore. And that's why it's so great to permanently learn something new, because then also your creation will just develop and you will get completely new ideas just through the skills you learn. For example, in animation, you have that frame by frame. So like you have to, like a Daumenkino, thumb cinema. You have to draw step by step, but then you learn a better experience of movement. You can also use that for your drawings. You can do sequential drawings. Everything is interacting in the creative world. That's so amazing. And that's why I enjoy the projects where I have the freedom to be like art director and artist at the same time, to bring that in reality. Yes, that's a free project in the background. I try to draw myself. I still like it a lot. Okay, I was skipping, I was saying I wanted to do design without
Friederike?
knowing what design is, then I decided, oh my God, I
Hello.
think to learn animation, but
Friederike, can
animation
you hear me?
takes also a lot of time. Yeah.
Well,
Hello.
since 1 minute you kind of stuttered. Your internet.
I
isn't
can
that-
hear you.
Well, can you hear me?
No. Can you hear me?
Well,
Just not talk so much. A little short.
hi. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So I think the internet is back. Since
Okay,
you're-
I'm sorry. So at least I just talked exactly the same thing. Animation is great. let's go on. So, yeah. After I wanted to do animation, so and then I was, when you're in the studies, you have exhibitions and all that. The possibility to have exhibitions of your city. So it's always nice to do something, I call it now art, something free work, something which is not depend on the client. I think this is a very important field in the creative lifestyle, to take your time to
Friederike?
or have the possibility to. And this is a really big triptychon. Wie nice, it's 4 Meter. Again, gone.
You were just very, very slow. Like everything came like extremely slow. I think it's getting better currently. A little
I
bit.
can hear you much better. Now I can hear you better.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you a little bit better as well.
I'm so sorry. I'm just sad that the people have a class now. Okay. Art is really important as an artist. It's really important to keep your time and also the headspace to do something just for yourself, not for a client, not as a compromise, where you can really be free. That's a triptychon. It's 4 meters. It was really big. It was on an exhibition in Hamburg, and it was printed on PVC and hanged up in a really big place. So it was because it's so loud, it takes a lot of space to work. And actually, it's a recycling of old illustration projects. So the title was Apocalypse, and I had an exhibition in Affenfaust and took something out of it. And as you see here, this was the starting point of the image, and it was an illustration for Das Wetter, the music magazine. And the article was about the difference between the sexual culture, yaoi culture in Japan, how it is with all the anime and manga, how the pop culture work there very visible, but how different it is between the real human relations. So that was a starting point, and I draw some shunga. That is the old Japanese pictures of erotics, and I just Googled, and the pictures was already there, and I just made them more pop and recycled them. And then I was Googling, and I found all that funny stuff in the internet, which actually was on the pyramids. So it's really, really old stuff, and it was so funny. I just took it, and did some 3D on it, and on the 3D again 2D, and so everything is pretty chaotic, but I like it. So it's good to have your free stuff. Okay, art. Let's see. Yeah, what's another tip in the career and all that studying and while you study? I studied long. I studied really, I get 8 semesters, again 10 semesters of master. But in our industry, I think it was the best thing to do, because I think I studied 3 semester masters, really head free, just studying, just evolving, just finding myself maybe a little. And then I financed my studies, so I could study as long as I wanted, because at the same time I worked free. Expense is very low to see if what you're doing, if that is working, if there is a space for it. And you start doing that after your master's, I don't know, you're 30, and you never tried out if your art or your style or whatever you bring to the market, is there a publicum? Are there people who want to see that, who want to buy that? You should try out meanwhile you study, to have the security there, and to build up a network of clients. So that's really important somehow. And then you work and you only do the cool projects, the fame projects, and to generate your own artistic image pretty well. And another thing here is on the market. So like step by step in the beginning, it is necessary to create a portfolio. It's true. But after, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, you have to learn your worth. You have to learn also to say maybe no when it's really low budget and no fame. And you always have to see, I come later to that balancing thing. Yeah, what helps you to evolve? Move out of your comfort zone. That's true. Yeah. In the background, you can see some magic flowers inspired by some Ghibli movies, maybe. It's for a musician from LA. I hope it will release that year. Right now, I cannot tell who, but it's also funny how it works. So I put that on Instagram, I don't know, 1 year ago, again, 2 years ago, time flies so. And he wrote me direct on Instagram, hey, I like your flowers, or let's collaborate. The budget was not super big and the time was not...
Friederike, the connection is a little bit bad again. The last thing we could properly hear was that the musician sent you a message on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then it became like very, I don't know, slow. I think it's...
Yeah, I get that. I get that icon your internet is... Okay. I repeat, it's better now, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Then the budget was the budget was not super big, and the time was also learn to work smart. In the beginning, you work hard. That's the law, and then you start to know how your workflow is, and you can a little bit speed up. And I just, as you see, it's quite exactly the same. I just duplicate everything, change the colors, and sometimes just change the blossoms and maybe one tree in the background. And so you can step by step create your own footage. You can maybe, if necessary, be recycled to just save time. I normally don't like to do that too often, because if you really do that super often, you have the feeling like you get stuck or I have the feeling like I get stuck or I cheat myself. Cheat myself? Yeah. So it's always good to know that the opportunity is there to save time, but always every project contains something special, something unique you figure out and want to make visible. So it's good to have just both opportunities. Yeah, that was this. Again, that. Yeah, and step by step through the studies, through your life, through your personal life, to all the things which happens around you. Time is passing, and you, of course, get new ideas. For example, new technologies will develop. You learn new skill, hardware. You find out new idols, new humans. So everything is permanent, changing, and also you change. And also, I think that it makes your art change. It makes your perspective changed. It gives you new perspectives, and yeah, so that's the beauty of it, that if you once finished, I don't know if you finished your studies or you finished a job, you will get a new job and everything will be new again. And so you learn and develop permanently. And that is somehow, for myself, the beauty of it, because you cannot just say, okay, I forever draw that one picture. You always do something new. And it makes the job so joyful somehow. And yeah, that's me again. So let me see double of me. Yesterday. So that was the idealistic, maybe all that idealistic, dreamy stuff of artists, like the funny pictures. And these are the experiences now when you really have to survive on what you're doing. So I call it freelancing is a lifestyle somehow. And your lifestyle is different from what you maybe grow up with. And I think it's a process to accepting that you have maybe different structure of the day, and it's okay. You have sometimes night shifts because you're working international, there are different time gaps, and the next day you just chill out and it's okay. So you're very free in your daily structure. You don't have to go anywhere if you don't want to. That's nice, but you also have to learn to handle that, because you can also work all the time in bed. So like, it's always good to have their balance. And the reality is you are a human, you have to pay taxes, you have to pay your insurances, you need a home, maybe you need a car. So you have to see that you generate a career or an income somehow which allows you to do that. And it takes a lot of commitment in the beginning. So you're a newcomer, maybe you're lucky and it runs pretty well from the beginning. I was really that lucky that I can directly make a small but a living from it. And you have to really commit yourself, because I called it your solo show. You have to see that you get the jobs. You have to see where you maybe fit in, do the researches, doing portfolio work, sending portfolios, network. Then you get the jobs. You have to do the jobs. Then you have to get paid. Then you have to do the taxes. So you have to do everything on your own, or you need to have such a great income that you can pay people who do that for you, where you may be not good at. And it's a lot of work. And that's the important point. If you need still the commitment, you still have the drive to do that. You have to get up every morning and say, yes, I want to do that. That brings me so much joy. You need that permanently motivation in yourself. You need that drive and that fire to have the capacity to go through it. Because I said it in the beginning, there's no prescription. I guess it's like recipe, and there's also no guarantee. So that's also the intense thing of that job. You maybe get 1 month really well paid, and the next 3 months you will sit there and thinking, oh my God, what's going on? And you have to go through it, and you have to stay stable to say, okay, it's coming. And also take that time where it's maybe a little bit low to really regenerate, to enjoy your friends, cooking, sports, nature, doing free projects, or doing a new website or something which brings you joy, instead of running like a headless chicken. Oh my God, that's over, my career is gone. So you really have to handle that. But you can learn that. And then you also have to stay up to date. So to have to see, okay, what's in the branch where I want to work. So if I want to go more culture, if I want to be more lifestyle, where can I see is my art fitting in? You have to be there up to date. So you have to see, okay, are there new techniques? Are there new programs I maybe have to learn? Are there news? What is the development? So you just have to just have an eye on it to just be informed what's going on in the world. So that's also a part of it. Yes, more of that reality stuff. Yeah, I think I talked about your mana has to regenerate by doing magic. So I think I talked about that. Like doing free projects, chilling out, don't work all the weekends. Don't work all the weekends. And find your niche. So like for myself as an illustrator, it's my style. So people buy me because of how the work is looking, how the artistic image I generated is fitting in their whatever. So I think that's the important point, to find that stuff and to cultivate that stuff that you are. It's not easy in that time because it's global, but to have that not outstanding, but that unique character in your work. So you have to find that for yourself. Another, interesting thing is like you also have to do research a lot, because sometimes you get emails and you think, okay, is that a real client? Is that fake? So if you're lucky, you have an agency who work with it and who takes all the communications and all the budget issues they keep away from you. They just between you and the real client, which is comfortable. But if you don't have an agent, the client directly talk to you, and you have to stand up for yourself and say, no, that's more money. No, that's like, you really have to be able to do that. And you also have to do research about the clients. So like maybe you want to work with that client, or you maybe don't want to work with the client, but you need money, and you have to say, okay, what's more important right now? Or like your personal integrity, for example. And learn to say no. I still work on that, but then there are coming friends or family or cool project which sadly don't have a budget, or Kickstarter, or very new projects, or like there is a lot of it, and they love you and they want you, but they don't have budget. And you have to see that you learn to say, thank you very much, highly appreciated, but right now I can't do that. So it's always keeping that in balance. And yeah, and then from client to client, it's super different. Sometimes you're in the flow, the communication is clear, you understand what they want, they understand what you give. When you have that high professional clients, it's easy because they know how it works. But sometimes we have that clients which are inexperienced about that communication and all that stuff, and that can easily quadruplicize a project just through communication or miscommunication. And if you have that feeling in the beginning, you learn from every process, and you can the next time think about, okay, say yes, say no. What is it bringing for myself? So communication is a major part in the workflow. Again, okay, coming back to perspectives and balance, you will see some illustrations after that. What's important is networking. And yeah, you have that work-life balance. Like, you have to eat, you have to sleep, you have to need relationships, but you also want to be successful. So you have to see that you can somehow handle that aspect of life. Then you have clients and free projects. And if you work for clients, you always have a compromise. They often book you on free projects. That's the funny thing. They see something you did just for yourself, because this is very more true or more pure, your way to go. And they see, oh, yeah, it's cool, but we want to have it a little bit different and have to suit us. We cannot draw like that. Please change the color. Please change the eyes. Please change the nose. And step by step, it's getting something very weird, but you get paid for it. But if you only work for clients, and you need to refresh your creativity, and always should keep in mind to do your free projects. And then are there the cool projects, which often brings less money. And there are the cash cows, which are maybe not that fancy, but they pay the rent. And also you have to try to keep that in balance. And yeah, I think you read all that. So let's go to illustrations now. Why I still love illustration is you have really, really, really personal freedom often. So when you're really lucky, the clients book you and say, please do what you want, we love it. Internet back? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, now. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a little bit slow for like a few seconds, but now it's back. So
Okay.
I think it's fine.
Okay, I swear now images come. Illustration appears now. So you have the nice part of that lifestyle is like, it's a huge satisfaction. Like, you're starting a project also in graphic design, and you're ending that project, and you see the process, and you learn something new with each project. And when it's over, and you can party yourself what you did. And at the budget level, so there is no guarantee, and it's sometimes good and sometimes could be better, but there is no limitation. So if you would have a normal job and you're an employee, you get that security and you get that regular payment, for example. But there is also, like, you know what you get. And here it's completely free. You can really dream big. You can really dream high. And sometimes, it happens. And that's really nice. Okay, in the background you see Bimba y Lula. It's from 2019. I think it was a winter campaign with the Spanish international fashion label. And I was able to do that Bimbaders, like that creatures which are in the whole campaign. that was the best job ever. That was super huge. You will see it soon. And yeah, you got your own Pokemon. I think that's it. Very satisfying. And I will show you some work now, finally. And why so multimedia? What did I think? Okay, I try to learn a lot of new stuff and try to figure out new things, stay 2D or on the paper. So that's why I always try to choose projects which are bringing some new dimension or something like that. This is a part of why the later. It was my first job ever. I was super lucky that it directly was for Reportagen. We are still working together. I think it's 2015. And yeah, we still work together, really nice magazine. In the beginning, I did a lot of editorial. And editorial is something which is often very short deadlines. So like you have to work pretty fast because the magazine in a very fast direction. What's my favorite? I think this is one of my favorites from Musikexpress. Donald Trump as a Donald Duck. Okay, you can see that here. As you see, it's Donald Trump, but he wants to be an eagle, but he's a rooster, and it's a collage out of Donald Duck and I think I like the pop.
I think the internet is a little bit. It's too much
New
with
York Times about cars.
I think the website or using the internet is a little bit too much for the
Pictures?
connection because we couldn't see the Donald Trump drawing and everything's very slow now.
Oh, sorry.
Now we can see
Sorry.
Donald Trump.
Wait, no problem. Okay, then we have to. Okay, wait. I don't know. Tell me when you see the zoom. Then you are on what I see right now.
I think we can see the zoom now. I think it might have catched up now.
Okay. Let's skip that thing. You can watch. Internet against unstable. Wait. So. Better?
Yeah, it's better now. We can hear you. It's just I think it didn't catch up with when you were using the website.
The internet. Okay, let's try. I open another website. Master project. So like I did and what I really, really can advise you here, no matter what you are studying, I took really 2 years to just did the best I can do, and personally think this is a time you can really, really, really show off. This is maybe the last time you have the headspace for it, or the drive, or the freedom maybe. So I advise everybody just really do what you want to do and do it, because this is something which can really change your career. You can really make a gap to another dimension. Luckily, I was experienced. And meanwhile, I was doing that master. I put on some work in progress in the internet, I think. And I guess Bimba and Lola booked me because they thought, so every project you do is bringing new possibilities in. So that's the nice magic of it. And okay, I try again to go in the internet. Let's see. So it was a big collaboration in the end. Did I right? Yeah. So let's see. Can you still see and hear me?
We can hear you, but the screen, like the image, is frozen currently.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear us? Friederike?
Can you? Yeah, because I have to press. I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We can hear you as well. Your image is a little bit
This
frozen.
worst case.
The connection is quite
I'm
bad.
sorry. I cannot change it.
Maybe let's wait for a few seconds.
Also at my side, it's frozen also. I know. I cannot help it. You have to just. We were waiting for you. I just. Sorry. So this is the other side of. And we were in, I don't know, in the middle of nowhere in the jungle on a farm. And they're so much better digitalized. So you can buy your chai with Apple Pay on every tiny road. We get that really small box with you, which is connected to your phone, and you have internet everywhere, every day, 11 gigabyte. And you sit in Germany and you cannot do a Zoom meeting.
We do have your website and your master thesis and everything open here, so everybody can watch it, can look at it after you talk.
Yeah, genau. Okay, then I just speed up because I'm already talking 1 hour. So this is the master thesis. I just skip here, can go through it. And it was nice because it was nice, but it was a lot of responsibilities because you don't have money. You really don't have money to pay people proper. And you only get in people with the project is super fancy, please help. And you have to be, very thankful for everything you got done. Because nobody gets paid for it. And in the end, something really amazing turns out, internet. Everything is energy. Just skip that. Well, are you with me again?
Well, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay, I saw the image change. I can hear you.
Okay,
Can
maybe
you hear me?
you know what? We can just open the
Yeah.
website on.
Okay,
on
you can
our-
watch the website later.
Yeah, or maybe we can just open it now.
Yeah.
I think I saw the address.
Thank you.
And yeah, you're welcome. Wideawake.earth was it?
Earth, genau.
And we will just play it here.
Thanks. And I just talk meanwhile. Is that work?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, you see that 2D animation. And the nice thing on that project was
Hello, my dear.
do everything I wanted ever doing
We were
in
waiting
one
for you.
project together. So like 2D, 3D, animation, illustration,
Do you
fashion,
remember?
creating a virtual
Everything is
space.
energy.
That was really, really intense.
Everything is consciousness.
I don't know.
You are love.
In the end, we were a team of 11
You are
people,
loved.
and you don't have money to pay anybody, so you only
me show
have
you
to be
something.
very, okay, please stay in the project. It's really nice what we do. So that is the thing. that was really beautiful, that I had so many people who were so supportive. And somehow it took 2 years to make it, but we still really have fun to do it.
Everything is energy.
We can
Everything is
recreate. So that's really our baby.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly. I was just opening the website and we saw the intro, and now I started the journey.
Oh, perfect. So yeah.
And we are entering this new world.
You're entering
and
the space,
yes,
the next dimension. Enjoy. Yeah. It was nice. That was actually, and I think that's the awesome point if you work with people who are very professional in what they are doing. And this is the beauty of collaboration or teamwork. So you can never do such a project on your own. You need people to help you, and not just helping you, just to bring their talents also in the project. Like this journey thing, I would never ever imagine, but it was the idea of Arthur, the programmer of the website, to create that 3D space and make it interactive. And so as more people are with different professions are in the project, as brighter, as more perspectives of every talent you got, and as brighter and as deeper and as more erfahrbar you can create your project. And that's the beauty of teamwork. Yeah. So this project really taught me a lot. So like I really moved out of all my comfort zone at once, and it was really intense to do that thesis, keeping that project going, keeping that team going, don't have budget for do anything, keep your money going. So that was really 2 years of work, but in the end, I still love that project when I see it. And it will forever be there. It will forever be done. And that's something which is so beautiful. Just let me know when you finished the website.
Oh, well, that's good timing. We just finished the website and
Perfect.
we can now choose if we want to buy something, do
Yeah,
a meditation.
please buy all. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it, but you could nur den Raum verlassen if everybody buys at least one sweater. That was how they got me here. No, but it's still like we're still doing it, and I think in the middle of this year we will release a new collection, and it's still going, and it brings you, I think, such a project with friends, and now we are all friends, and it really makes your life more colorful to have that, which is your baby, and you can keep on going no matter. You just WhatsApping, hey, blah 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 blah, I have that idea, and then the other person, yeah, let's do that. And it's just really blessing to have projects like that, which continues to going, which are really yours in your life. Yeah, I talked about that after that project, or meanwhile I did that project. Then by Lola went to me, come to me. I didn't know them. It was 2019, and in the end it getting so big, I never ever could imagine that this project, internet,
Friederike, can you hear us?
Yeah, are you back? Are you with me?
Yeah, I think
I can hear you. Sorry.
You just started talking about the current
So-
slide, I guess.
Okay, you see the really big monkey.
Yes, we do.
I will speed up a bit because I tried to talk less and just show you. And that was the biggest project ever. And I could imagine that it went so international and it was such a joyful life experience. They bought me flights and we had fashion party and I'm not just a part of the project as I did something in the design. I was the essence of the project, and that is something really nice. And I just show you the video that is from Perfect Bliss and in Canada Studios. I hope it's not too loud, and let's see if it's working. If not, I think you have it there and you can show on later. Let's see. Okay. Just wait.
Well,
Okay.
it's
Can
not
you
working.
see?
Yeah, now we can see it.
Is it working or?
Kind of, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, you can try again.
Yes, it's working.
Yeah, just try again.
Okay, I try again, and if not, you can see it later. And actually, let's try it again. Okay. Okay, well.
It's well, it's kind of stop motion right now. Maybe we will watch it later. But the frames do look nice.
You can see it later on if you want. It's on. I think it's on computers.
Yeah, we will do
that. I just. Can you see and hear me?
Maybe if you talk something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I try to open the Instagram story because this is something which shows the whip through all that. Let's see if this works. If not, follow me on Instagram and see the stories. Is it working? Can you see?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, this is stop motion. This is like we get flown into Spain and just did the complete shooting of it, and it was so big, completely overwhelmed with the situation. And they, out of marketing, they put it into the Vogue Photo Week. And I was sitting here in Germany in my little room, and all that stuff happens all around the world. There were happenings and parties, and I was just like, wow, crazy. I'm still surprised that this was happening. And that's possible sometimes. It's just nice. So I just skip a little bit through it. And there's the fashion. And it's so nice as an artist to see when other professionals get your stuff and do something. In the end, there were also buses. Oh, internet. Actually, you can watch it. I just continue here. In the end, there were buses going through Barcelona with all that stuff, and it was really nice. And I think, I'm already talking 1 hour. I just skip a little bit. Maybe we can show later on. Designer is like how to work in progress. For example, I'm super impatient, and if you do, I want to show you in the end. In the end, no. Like, how do I sketch? It's really loose, because if you sketch too concrete, people or exactly that experience or appearance and want it like that, but for you it was just a sketch and you want to change a lot, so there appears a lot of misunderstandings. So I started to really sketching loose and don't have any stylistic in the stylistics of myself in the sketches, to avoid that the client choose something which is just a work in progress right now. Yeah, this was a sketch, and actually I speed it up a little. I think maybe you can just show, this is something which will happen this year. It's going to be also a music video. I'm very excited. I hope it will happen this year. And maybe you can show just some stuff I sent you, some videos in the background, and you can, I have to answer the questions, right? I try to avoid that, but I have to, right? Maybe I answered them a little bit. I'll just make it here. Maybe it can go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, meaning of design for me. Yeah, I skip design to do this. I was thinking a lot of your questions because they're so hyper philosophical. In the end, for me, design is something when you have the possibility to have most perspectives of one smartest and most comfortable way, nicest way of experience. So I really love good design. How it looks, it is how it works. If it's properly thought through, are all the aspects which are are visible, and are they interacting on the highest possible level to generate or wants to give the user an experience. And I really love good design. I love great design cars. I love great furniture, brand design. So it gives you the feeling of appreciation. It gives you the feeling someone really took time and took their talent to bring it to the highest possible level. And that's why meaning of design for me. Yeah, everything is somehow design. I love good design. Yeah, I hope that is enough.
That's a great answer.
Thank you. Whew. Okay. So, yeah, as more perspectives you have, as internet stable.
It's okay.
Okay. Responsibilities as designer. Yeah, I think it's also as an artist, or for myself, I just have the responsibility for myself, for stay happy, that I really try to give my best somehow. So, but it's not always the client's don't see what you see. They don't have the experience of following you. They don't have the horizon of following you. And they maybe don't have the education of following you. And I think design is really a lot of communication, and a lot of people thinking, which are not educated in design. That's also the thing. I think designers often design for themselves to make that nice and fancy stuff. And last year I worked for some clients which are really not into the necessity of good design and understanding how important it is for their brand. And it was really like disrespectful, and it was also opening my mind, my head, my eyes for, okay, it's their perspective. And maybe if I didn't have all that education, I wouldn't be able to see that too. So design is sadly sometimes a lot of information and communication, and in the worst case, a compromise in the end, and trying to do still your best in the frame you are in, and doing beautiful, good working stuff. In Düsseldorf, we got taught Gestaltung ist Haltung. So keep your position clear. And I don't know, I think there's a lot of responsibilities as a human, as a designer, maybe ecological. So as you see, there are a lot of perspectives which you can include in the project. Sometimes it's just not possible to have all that responsibilities, but I think you should have them in mind. Yeah. Maybe sometimes just quit the job when you're not working. I think it's personal. I cannot stand to make something where I know it's bad, and I did that, and my name is under it, and just because the client couldn't see that. I think that was also a little bit in the beginning of my design career, something why I left, because I was impatient with the clients. Okay, I talk too much. Responsibilities as a designer. Do a good job. Is it enough?
Yes, I guess so, if you say so.
I just think, okay, I try to get out of my responsibilities here and just go on design in the future. Yeah, I think, what was the question? Transformation of design in the future, or how will design transform in the future? As we see, I think we're living in a society with is super fast. Also, the technology is super fast. So, like our world, in how we have relationships, fast changing, and so design. Oh, wait. And the designer. Am I back?
Yes, you are.
As a designer, I think we are trained to be flexible. We are super trained to be adaptive, we'll find a way to use all that new technologies to stay on track to design whatever we are do design in the future, transformation, technology. I hope it's gonna be utopia. So, did you see the Netflix movie Don't Look Up? Don't Look Up.
Some of us did, yes.
Don't look up, but maybe we will end in capitalism and a meteor will crash our world. I don't know. I hope it's going to be good. I think, of course, will design transform the future because as a designer, you create how technology will interact, how interfaces will work. All that technologization is design, how it be used, and also how we design human interactions. Going to be all good. A lot of design in the future. I don't know. I'm. Any questions?
Okay, so I guess we are transitioning now to questions from the audience, and Pia has a microphone.
Hello. First of all, thank you very much, Friederike, for your talk. I think it was very, private insight maybe into your work. I think it was very personal and very interesting for your thoughts. We had some technical issues, but I think we got.
We definitely.
But I think we got some of the questions, or some of the insights. I don't know.
I think.
Just you. I think you talked about it a little bit, but maybe where do you draw most your inspiration from, or how do you start working on a project?
I also do research. I surf around the internet and Google some stuff which is maybe included in the project. Every project contains some information, like, for example, is it fashion or is it editorial? So if there's a story behind it, how can I get my personal connection to that story? What makes me want to be part of it? So I start searching, okay, are there aesthetic areas where I can link that idea to? Which in which time plays the story? Are there something I think I can put in the project too? So I do a lot of visual researchings and put all the images I like. I don't know why I like them. It's just they talk to me like, okay, this is a nice lighting. These are nice colors. I like here the composition. So I do a lot of and put them all together and on my not desktop, but in the project, so I can see all that and start to watch on it and just take, okay, I like that, and then I like that, and then I like that, and do something out of it. How do you call that? Remix, but always with it's close to what I want, what my work shall present. So you always have your own style kit a little, or your color codes, or your eyes, or how you use volume. So I try always to bring some extra stuff in which the project contains and mix it up with what I like, and so it works.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have another question? Maybe. Not so far. Yes, we have a question.
Which programs do you use mostly for illustration? Do you use Photoshop or
No?
No?
No. When I was small, I used Photoshop, and sometimes it happens that I missized my illustrations, for example, and then I had to redraw them because they're pixel. I did some mistakes like that. And we had in Düsseldorf some game design classes, and we worked there with Flash. And I'm still working now. It's called Animate, but because my style is just linear, only lines and forms, and it's vector, I still draw in Animate because I can also directly animate there frame by frame. And I tried to learn Illustrator and wasn't able to get that. And somehow Animate is super intuitive in lines and crossing lines and filling just Flächen areas. So for my style, it works super easy. And that's why I work in Animate.
Hallo? Ah, haha.
Okay, finally. Now, my question is, what was your thesis topic for your master thesis? Because it's like a huge project, or it was a huge project over a few years or months. So
Yeah.
what was the theoretical part of it?
That was a really painful part because, as you said, it has a lot of different influences and a lot of aspects which are trying to put in. And in the end, it turns out to be a collage on everything. I try to put on a logical line, but this is not my favorite job to do. And I think I was writing a lot about also philosophical questions of what is pop versus pop, how we can define pop, how pop culture works, and about this, how the humans work right now, I wrote a bit about postmoderne, I guess. I forgot everything, and how to create digital escape rooms to have experience which is somehow good for you, because this was like that spiritual journey with meditation. I tried to explain why everybody wants to do meditation somehow, how the society works, how the technology is expanding, and that's why I want to create that room where people feel good, and from that universe you can see online, you can buy stuff in form of, for example, clothing to bring it back to you in reality. And it sounds a bit collage, and it was a bit collage. I still can't really figure out what I was writing about a lot, and it was more like tiny aspects here, tiny aspects there to, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any more questions?
Well, I have one. Maybe in one project I'm currently working on creating a virtual reality, and is that something you're also interested in? Because, I mean, if you're creating worlds and want to have an immersive experience, maybe that's a medium which would work very well with
Definitely.
your...
I really want to learn to create virtual realities, or be into projects which are working with it. So I remember that Bimba Ilola thing, they had that VR filter where you could put all the Bimbaders in your room and they standing there. And I tried to make my own filters, but then my impatient, I have to really learn that. I really want to learn that. I hope some new projects will contain that in the future. Yes. Right now I try to click myself through Blender and get it a little bit better. Yeah. How are you? Are you working with Unity or
Well, we are planning on using Unreal.
Unreal Engine?
But
Okay.
we were also very indecisive if we should use Unity or Unreal, but I think both are.
I think
quite
both
good.
will work well.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah. I hope in the future I can talk more about it. Right now I really don't know nothing. So I just can create the 3D meshes and give them material and make them a little bit move. Yeah. But definitely in the future, yes.
All right. If there are no more questions, I think we can say thank you very much, Friederike, for your talk. Luckily,
Yeah, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, and thank you for make everything so well. So the whole, all that graphic design and all that social media, and it's really well done. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Luckily, we have your stuff right here. You sent us some posters and some digital websites and animations and stuff. So for the people here, you can still watch her work, although the technical difficulties
without stop motion
were there. Yes, stop motion animation. Yeah. Möchtest du noch was sagen?
Yeah, and maybe just to finish everything, I want to say thank you, or we want to say thank you to a few people who helped make this possible. First and foremost, just the KD Lounge team, which consists of Pia, Kati, Jill, Leon, and myself, Eric, for those who don't know. Then, if you saw any of our animations, they all have sound by Felix, and the photos are shot by Ida. And I guess the ones from the last talk will be released very soon. Then Alex and Luis helped us with the rendering because it's quite intense, and Julian for the sound and the help with that. And I think and also just thanks to everyone who is visiting us here live in the building, and to everyone who's watching from home from the screen. And I think that wraps it up. Thank you.
Thank you. I just put myself big again. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for listening to me. Okay. I wish you all a nice afternoon, night. Stay safe, stay healthy, have a nice week, and see you on Instagram. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay, guys, I just logged myself out. Ich werde mich jetzt hier ausloggen. Ist das okay?
Warte, einen Moment.
Warte. Ja.
Was möchtest du? Do you hear us? Yes?
Ich kann euch hören.
Was willst du sagen?
Du kannst auch auf YouTube noch nachschauen, dann siehst du, wie die Leute deine Sachen anschauen. Also jetzt dann, ja, gleich.
Wo muss ich draufdrücken?
Wenn du in YouTube KD Lounge eingibst, dann müsstest du gleich als erstes kommen.
Klar mache ich das.
Genau, dann kannst du noch schauen, wie wir quasi hier deine Sachen anschauen.
Sonst könnten wir auch noch... Sonst können wir auch noch...
Ja, gerne schaue ich euch.
Sonst kann ich auch den Zoom-Call noch ein bisschen laufen lassen. Du kannst ja einfach dein Mikrofon oder dein Video ausmachen. Falls irgendwelche Fragen sind, können wir dazu stoßen. Aber
schön, warte. Ich weiß es nur nicht genau. YouTube Watch. Hier. Jetzt live. Immer noch live. Das kann ja auch. Ja, gerne schaue ich euch. Das kann ja auch den Zoom laufen lassen. Du kannst einfach dein Mikrofon.
Perfekt. Also ich glaube, wir starten uns für Stunden, damit es kein Backcalling gibt. Aber genau. Falls es Fragen gibt.
Ich mache dir mal auf YouTube. Ja, es tut richtig gut, sich hier so selber aufzunehmen.
Okay, ich mach von hier mal ein bisschen. Als jetzt stumm.